right, painting class. As we begin our first projects in painting, we're going to learn about color theory. Color theory, learning about different colors and how they work together, is really an important part of being a good painter. So here we go. Now, first, looking at the color wheel. Um, as most of you are familiar with the color wheel, that we have primary colors. Oftentimes, my first question is, what colors do you mix together to create red? And I'll ask the same thing about blue. And I sometimes will get some interesting guesses, but basically, you cannot mix colors together to make red. You cannot mix colors together to make blue or yellow. Those are the primary colors. They're called primary colors because those colors are the colors that you mix together to create the secondary colors. So as many of you know, yellow and red make orange, which is right in the center between those two, and yellow and blue make green. Right in this middle there is the green. Blue and red make violet, and those are the secondary colors. So as you can see with this triangle here, green, orange, purple are those mixed colors that are secondary colors. Now we can take that a step further and make tertiary colors, and those are the ones that mix next door each other. So if you mix the violet, which is a secondary color, with red, a primary color, you get red violet. So you've got a progression of colors, primary, secondary, and tertiary colors that all fit together in that way. All right, so you are going to have your first little exercise in mixing colors. I want you to only use red, blue, and yellow in mixing the colors for just this worksheet. When we do our actual color wheel, you're welcome to use the purple that you have in your painting kit. So, and as you can also notice, there is tints and shades. So you're going to paint the blue wedge here, this little pie piece here of the color wheel blue. But you're going to do the actual color here. You're going to add white to your blue and make it a light blue and make it a tint. And then you're going to add black to your blue to make it a shade. I think what works best with this worksheet is do your primary colors first and then begin to mix the colors. So make green with your blue and yellow and then make the tint and the shade of each of those colors. You don't need a lot of color, so use your palettes and just use a little small dab of the paint to mix and mess with it. Now, if you mess it up and you don't get it quite right, you can let the paint dry and you can paint right over your mistake. So use only red, blue, and yellow with black and white to make each color. Start with the primary colors, make your secondary colors, and then probably what makes sense is once you've made a secondary color, make the in-between tertiary color as well. Fill out this worksheet and complete it. And then those that are remote will take a photo of it and upload it, and I'll make a space for you to do that. All right, and then from there, we're going to design our own color wheel. Those of you that went remote, I don't have this piece that I sent in your kit, but you can easily trace this piece from the larger piece that you created. So here first, I'm going to scroll down to some of the examples. You're going to design your own color wheel. Here are some examples from previous students. Create some kind of a shape that you can repeat. And each of the wedges, the 12 shades of color, you're going to incorporate, again, the shade and the tint and the actual color in some way. You can be creative in this way and do it some various ways. So here's some examples from previous students' work. All kinds of options you have there. Basically, you are creating a shape in one of the pie pieces and repeating it. Now, I oftentimes have the students first design the pie piece, and I would just take a piece of paper and trace one of these wedges and then design it and then trace it, maybe put it up to a window and trace this design multiple times all the way around your design of your 12 wedges. And then you can begin painting. It doesn't matter to me. You do want them in order of the color wheel, so I would use this as a guide to guide you in creating your color wheel. But trace that design 12 times. Use pencil so that if you need to make a mistake, you can erase. In some cases, the pie piece may be flipped each time you trace it, depending on if you have an asymmetrical design. That might be very interesting. Or just trace it multiple times to create that design. Then you can use all of your colors. You don't have to mix the red and the blue to make purple. You're welcome to just use the purple that is in there with the white and the black for each one. You will have to make a couple of the colors like the blue, green, and things like that, but that's how you'll do it. Then you'll cut it out and you were provided a black piece of poster board to glue it down to. That is our first actual assignment. Happy painting. Good luck.